Alright, welcome once again to Mathematics Meal, a beautiful and wonderful program designed for beautiful and handsome people like you. In Mathematics Meal, we dissect mathematical topics in such a way that students can easily understand them. Today on Mathematics Meal, we are on coordinate geometry 1, and we are going to consider the coordinates of the midpoint of a line joining 2 points. That's what you're going to look at, coordinates of the midpoint of a line joining 2 points. Now, we have been able to look at the introduction to coordinate geometry. We looked at the distance between 2 points in coordinate geometry. Now we want to look at the coordinate of a midpoint of a line segment. Now, if we have a straight line, let's say we have a straight line consisting of points A and B. Remember, we said that a straight line is the shortest distance between 2 points. Now, for us to locate this point, we must have coordinates, and then we must also have coordinates of point B consisting of XA, XA and YA, then of B, SB and YB. Now, this middle of this line, we also we have a coordinate. So if the midpoint is M, we are supposed to have XM, coordinates of the midpoint, and YM. So what we want to look at in this video is how do we obtain the coordinates of the midpoint of a given line segment. So let's look at that. Consider the diagram below, the figure below. Consider the figure below. I have that. Now this a Cartesian plane, this X and this is Y. If I have a straight line and I have 2 points on that straight line, any point I can say let this point be point P and here be point Q. Right? Now for us to locate point P, let's say that we have X1 and then point Q is at X2. Now it means that the corresponding value of Y at point Q is Y2, Y at point P is Y1. Now if we have a midpoint, if we have the middle, that's M, the midpoint. Let's say the coordinate here for X coordinate is M, and the Y coordinate is YM. Now we can do the following analogy using this now. If this is the midpoint, it means that this distance to this place and the distance to this place will be equal since it is the middle. Yeah, the midpoint. The same way if I bend this now, from here to here will be from here to here. That's what you're trying to say. Now, if we apply that analogy from this figure now, we can say that since M is the midpoint, by similar triangle and other distance, we can write that since M is the midpoint, we can write that XM minus X1 will give us X2 minus XM. This minus this will be, or this minus that. So if we do that, we can have XM plus XM plus X2 plus X1. That will give us 2XM plus S2 plus X1. So XM becomes S2 plus X1 divided by 2. So which we can still write that XM is equal to X1 plus X2 over 2. We know that addition is commutative, so the order of arrangement of these numbers or these terms will not matter. So whether we write S2 first or S1 first, it doesn't matter. So because addition is what? Commutative. 2 plus 3 is something as 3 plus 2. So the order does not matter for addition and multiplication. We know that. Then we similarly for y now, similarly we can also say that ym minus y1 will give us y2 minus ym, and that will give us ym plus ym plus y2 plus y1. So 2ym, so m is y2 plus y1. That means that y sub m will give us y2 plus y1 divided by 2. So y sub m is y1 plus y2 over 2 because of the commutativity of addition. So it means now that the coordinates of the midpoint, we can clean this, the coordinates of the midpoint of a line joining 2 points is given by half x and y m equals x1 plus x2 divided by 2 and y1 plus y2 divided by 2. So this will give us the coordinates of the midpoint. So once we know the coordinates of the 2 points, then we can use the coordinates of the 2 points to find the coordinates of the midpoint by adding the x coordinates, dividing by 2, and also to find the y coordinates, we add the y coordinates and divide by 2. So with this expression, we can handle that. Remember the expression for calculating the distance between 2 points on a straight line. We have looked at that, so you still remember that. All right, let's look at this. Let's just take an example. Let's say we have example 1. Let's take an example. Example 1. Find the coordinates of the midpoint and the coordinates of the midpoint of a, let's say the following pairs of the midpoint A, 3 and 5, and we have B, 7 and 3. Want to find the coordinates of this midpoint, of the midpoint of the line joining A and B here. So if we have that, we're going to answer the question by writing point A. We have 3, 5, and point B we have 7 and 3. Now from here we can identify our coordinates. X1 is actually 3, Y1 is 5, then X2 is 7, Y2 is 3. Now what will be the coordinates of the midpoint of the line joining A and B here? For X, Xm is X1 plus X2 divided by 2. That will give me Xm plus, what is X1? 3. What is X2? 7 divided by 2. That will give us 3 plus that is what? 10. When 2 divide 10, we are going to have what? 5. Then we do the same for Ym. Ym is going to be Y1 plus Y2 divided by 2. And what is Y1? Y1 is 5 plus Y2 is 3 divided by 2. 5 plus 3 is 8. When 2 divide 8, we have what? We have 4. That's our Ym. Therefore, the coordinates of the midpoint is this. We're going to have that of x is 5 and the coordinate y is 4. That's just very easy. That's what we deal with as far as coordinates of midpoint of a line joining 2 points is concerned. Alright, now let's go for a short break, and when we return, we'll solve more problems on finding the coordinates of midpoint of a line joining 2 points. Don't go too far. Remember, there is need for you to subscribe to this YouTube channel and leave a comment for us to know how we can improve on our videos. Mathematics is usually fun if you make it to be funful. But when you are skeptical about mathematics, that's when it becomes a problem for you. Continue to enjoy mathematics, but don't forget that I still love you. Thank you, and God bless you.